ready to dance? Are you ready to dance? Don't put your hands up. Are you ready to dance? Are you ready to dance? Don't put your hands up. Are you ready to dance? Are you ready to dance? Don't put your hands up.
I look all around, it's everywhere. You are there beside.
Welcome to another segment of the Ottawa Kosher Food Festival. This year we're virtual, and today our guest is Ilan Dagan, who's a cordon bleu chef. He actually is a teacher at the cordon bleu school, and thank you for coming in.
You're welcome.
Ilan was actually on our organizing committee last year for the cook-off. This year we're having it virtually, but we're looking forward next year to be bigger and better. So you're a cordon bleu chef, so tell me, how did you get into all this?
Originally from Israel, studied hospitality management in Israel for 18 months, and then decided to get professional in the kitchen, which is like the hands-on. Being a professional chef, I don't think there is a better school than the cordon bleu. So I saved some money. I decided to go to Paris to study. I graduated cordon bleu in Paris many years ago, and finally found a job that's working in a restaurant for so many years, and I think I did enough at the restaurant situation, and like I want to do something different. So I got a job at the Cordon Bleu in Ottawa about 2 years ago, and with the virus, with the COVID, everything, things are changing a little bit right now, and always was happy to cook for people. I'm happy to be here, and let's do this.
Okay, so that's great. So before we get into actually what you're going to do, so that's an interesting combination, the cordon bleu and the Middle Eastern background. Do you find that one helps the other, or is it completely different worlds?
In food industry, I think to be a better chef, you can't just be specify or specializes in one cuisine. You get influence for the Middle East, you get influence from Italy, from France, obviously, which that was trained to do, French cuisine, classic French cuisine. But in food, like I said, to be a good chef, better chef, you gotta take ideas from everywhere to combine it. Yeah, to get
Okay,
together.
no, that's great. Okay, so what are we going to do today?
Today we're gonna have lemon beef kebab, very traditional, say Palestinian, Israeli dish. Lamb kebab with a lot of fresh herbs. We have pine nuts here. We have fresh white onions, a bunch of spices, and we'll go step by step. After that, on top of that, we will make eggplant, which will be on open fire, grilled. We're gonna take them, we're gonna cook them on the grill, slow, and keep rotating them with parsley, and then we finish them with tahini, lemon juice, a little bit of salt and pepper, and that's all the goodness will go on the eggplant on top.
Okay, great. So we're looking forward to this. Let's get right to it.
So right now I have two kind of parsley. I prefer to use the flat Italian leaf parsley than the curly. I think, over my experience, I think this one has more flavor, and it's more it's softer. So right now I'm picking the leaves up. I don't like to use the stems. So I have about half a bunch here. Next thing, we have fresh cilantro. Of course, you have to wash it and then check for bugs, rubber bloom certified. And same with the parsley, you just pick the leaves up. I have about, let's say, quarter a bunch here. Some people don't like cilantro, so I try to keep it on the low side compared to the parsley. Next thing, we have fresh mint. Again, wash it. Make sure there is no bugs or sand or anything like that. I like to add mint Meat goes very well with the lamb and beef. If you have dry meat, that can work too. Just adding more fragrance, flavor, not so much texture, because you know it's gonna cook during the in the process. It's mostly for the fragrance and freshness. The thing you want to do, just get everything together. If you have any water left in it, try to squeeze as much as water as you can. Very carefully, you go chop chop. Now you don't want to chop it like really fine. You want to leave the herbs to have some texture to it. That's all. That looks good to me. We're gonna start with the eggplant. I got 3 about medium size eggplant, I would say. More parsley. Eggplant. You can cook them millions different ways. You can fry them, you can bake them, you can braise them, you can pan fry them, you can do anything with them. What we're gonna do today, we're gonna take the whole eggplant. It's gonna go on the flour on the grill, on the broiler. Don't poke them. Don't do anything to them, because if you poke them, the heat from the broiler will hurt the eggplant inside. So just put it like that. 3 eggplant, let it do its thing. In the meanwhile, you can pick more parsley for the eggplant. In this case, we're just gonna do parsley, no mint and no cilantro. If you want to do it, you can. It's not gonna hurt anybody. Again, about half a bunch, a little bit less than half a bunch. It all depends how you like parsley. Just come check them every few minutes. They have a long way to go, but very important to check on them. Okay, we have raw pine nuts here. This is gonna go for the lamb. Small non-stick pan. Say about like what, 10 grams or so. You need to wash this. You gotta toast them, get them like nice toasted, not too black, because they're gonna add bitterness to the meat when you mix it together. Just the medium low heat. Let them do the thing. Go back to the eggplant. Keep turning them. This one is start to breaking down, which is good. You can see here. All right, after like 2 minutes, you can see they start change the color. Just don't forget, the pan is still hot. So even if you move them from the heat, they will keep cooking. So take about maybe 10, 12 more seconds. Yeah, good to go. That's what you're looking for, the color. You see? They get some a little brown. What happened in this process, they release the oil, and all that goodness go into the kebabs. Now, before you add them to the kebabs, you need to cool them down. That's what we're looking for. Before you put them to the beef mix and the lamb, just cool them down a little bit, and then you have it. That's all. That's the color you're looking for. Okay, we're gonna do the meat right now. We have about 900 grams of mixed beef and lamb. We're gonna put 1 tablespoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of garlic powder. You can use fresh garlic if you like. 1 teaspoon of cumin, half tablespoon of black pepper. You can use fresh ground pepper. It's fine. Here the herbs mix we have: the parsley, cilantro, and the mint. And onions goes in. I know a lot of people like to cook the onion before it goes into the mix. I like to keep it raw, add like another texture to the meat. And finally, the pine nuts after they cool down. Now the mixing time. Take every joule you have. You don't want to end up with meat on your ring or watch. When you mix, you go gently. Don't press the meat too hard. You want to keep it airy. You don't want to keep it too dense. If you keep it airy, you end up with very nice kebabs, easy to eat, not too dry. Make sure all the mix goes in. When you get to this stage, what I like to do, move it from the bowl and work on a bigger surface. Again, just gently, not too harsh of emotions, just slowly until it's all incorporated. After you get everything incorporated, it goes back to the bowl. You gotta wrap it. So after it's done, you put it in the bowl, wrap it nicely, let it sit in the fridge for 2 hours. So as you see, this one is already done. It's very soft, the skin starts to crack. We are going to remove it to a tray, let it rest. Now while the apple is cooking, and the meat is resting in the fridge, we can go and start the tahini. Tahini paste, room temperature is the best. I'm gonna add half a lemon. If you like it too lemony, you can add a whole lemon, it's up to you. Half a lemon goes in. Stir it in. Now water, it all depends how thick you want your tahini. If you want your tahini very thin and runny, you add more water. If you want it thick, so you can sit on a kebabs, you can stay on a eggplant, add less water. I just eyeball it. I'll say maybe for this amount, maybe half a cup maximum. And just stir it up, whisk it up until you get the right consistency. This is too thick. More water goes in. And just in case, don't worry if you add too much water. You can always add a little bit of tahini to balance it up. Get all the sides. A little bit more water. And now don't forget, if you keep it in the fridge overnight, it will harden up a little bit. So in order to reuse it, either keep it out for half an hour in room temperature, or just add a little bit of water and you can reuse it again. That looks good to me. Nice and runny. A little bit of salt. If you have white pepper, you can use white pepper, it doesn't hurt. And parsley, again. It all depends on your preference. And that's it. This is good to give it a taste. Spoon, please. Personally, I will add more lemon to it. I like it very lemony. There's enough salt, enough parsley, and definitely enough water. Stir it up. And then you have it. Lemon tahini sauce. Very simple, very tasty, and very easy. So the eggplant are ready. Took them off the grill. You want to let them rest for at least half an hour, 20 minutes, half an hour. So they will release all the liquid, all the juices, which are bitter, not pleasant to eat. So 2 hours after we kept that in the fridge, you take it out of the fridge and you start making the kebabs. The mix is nice and cold, not so firm, not so loose. So you just take about, depend on the size you want it. Making kebabs about this size, and it goes into the pan. If you want it perfectly sized, each one will be the same size. You can actually get a scale and weigh them. Do it by weight. Say 80 grams, 70 grams maximum. So here we have the 12 lamb kebabs, 12 lamb kebabs. We'll have 4 burners. 2 is gonna be on the hot setting, and 2 is gonna be on the low. I'm gonna start on the hot, both sides, get them like nice, beautiful seared, nice grill marks, and then remove them from the hot spot to the medium-low spot to keep cooking. I like to start on the top. That way I know exactly which one to flip first. Now the key for anything you grill, get the grill very, very hot. Get the grill super hot. Don't touch it. Let them get nice seared. If you touch them, try to move them. Try to do this, try to do that. They're gonna stick, they're gonna fall apart. Keep it for like 45 seconds to 1 minute on one side. Flip them over for like another 45 seconds, and then move them to the less hot spot to keep cooking. You want them charred, but you don't want them burned. Okay, so you can check, lift them. You got beautiful grill marks. Nice charred. Like I said, you start from the top. That's where you know which one got to be flipped first. You can use tongs or you can use the spatula. I find this spatula works the best. It is still super hot, but 45 seconds on the other side, let them cook. Let them get nice charred on the other side, minute, and on the other side, like we said, we're gonna move them to medium, to the side of the grill that's not super hot. Just let them cook gently, so they will stay nice and moist. So after about 1.5 minutes on the low side, flip them over. You notice I switched my tool. I wanted to feel them actually. I wanted to feel the texture. Is it too soft, too hard? Another 2 minutes, depends on the temperature you want them cook. I like my my ground beef or ground lamb to be medium well. I don't like them too dry, too well done. But it's all up to you. But not below medium well. The kebabs are ready. Kebabs are ready. I'm gonna take them off. They feel nice, texture. Sure, they're tasty too. You can see the pine nuts through. You can see the onion through. Then you have it. Lamb kebabs. Let them rest and sit for a few minutes. Turn your grill off. After you're done, just make sure you clean the grill while it's hot. You know why? When everything is hot, it's easier to get off with the wire rack. You'll thank me later. That's it, done. After the eggplant rested for a little bit, 25 minutes or so, you're going to start work on them. Take the eggplant, cut it through. Make sure you have a nice sharp knife, and just you reveal all the goodness. You see, it's pretty soft. That's how it's supposed to be. You can actually peel it, do a different dish. You can make a baba ganoush, eggplant salad with tahini. Okay, same idea, but a different dish. Just peel off the skin a little bit, open it up. Like that, get rid of the rest. Whatever you don't need to be on the cutting board, get rid of it. Okay, after you do that, you want it to move it to a different pan because they're gonna give out more water, and you don't want this in your final dish. Here we go again. After the eggplant were cut and prepared and sat for another, let's say, 10 minutes, it's time to plate. You can do it any way you want, any plate you want. You can do it with the lamb, you can do it without the lamb. It's totally up to you. We have the eggplant. There go the kebabs. Your tahini sauce. Again, you could do it, put it on the side. You can serve it on top of everything. It's again totally up to you. I like to do this on an eggplant. And also don't forget, it's a mix of hot and cold. The cold tahini, the warm eggplant. Go with parsley. So tahini on the eggplant, kebabs on the plate. I like to finish with some of little of lemon juice, fresh lemon juice, and dash of olive oil. This is all goodness. You can add chopped tomatoes to it. You can add chopped peppers. You can add basically anything goes here. But I like to have it with a nice pita bread and nothing else. And if you have kosher salt, just drizzle some on top, sprinkle some on top, that's all. And there you have it. Eggplant with tahini sauce, lamb and beef kebabs with pine nuts. Enjoy.
Wow, it smells delicious in here.
Thank
This
you.
is wonderful. So this has a little bit of a, not a little bit, it's more Middle Eastern than cordon bleu, right?
It's a lot, because like we talked about before, this is a very common plate in Israel from the Palestinians, which we adapt it's ongoing. Which food is it? It's ongoing argument. Whose food is that? But I guess it's it's everybody. Lots of people eat it in Israel. Everywhere you go, you find it. The kebabs and the eggplant and tahini is like the base. As you see, it's pretty cheap to make. Beside the lamb, but you can substitute beef, no problems, and that's it. It's good, it's tasty, it's pretty simple as you guys saw.
And it's definitely smells delicious. And so thank you for coming on.
No
And
problem. Happy to be
wish
here.
you luck. Hope the school reopens in full fashion so that you could be back out there and teaching
Yes.
all of our future chefs.